Hello everyone, this is Satya Prakash. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll describe what is Git default branch in GitHub. This is the part 24 of my Git and GitHub tutorial. So I'll suggest you before going through this video, please visit my part 23 of Git and GitHub tutorial. So I'll tell you where it is. So it is my YouTube channel link. This is the URL. You can go there, and in the playlist section there is a Git and GitHub tutorial playlist is created so that it will be easy for you to find out. So if you will go to this playlist option, so there is many playlist of the tutorial. So here you can see that Git and GitHub tutorial. So if you will click on view full playlist, so it will go to my Git and GitHub tutorial. So I already have uploaded the 23 videos based on Git and GitHub tutorial. So on the current videos part is 24, so I will suggest you please visit my part 23 of Git and GitHub tutorial, that is customize and add.gitignore file manually to GitHub. Okay, let's begin to my what we discuss in this part 24, that is the what is Git default branch and use of default branch, how to change the default branch and check default branch using Git bash. So first thing we learn about Git default branch. So when we create a new repository on GitHub, there is a branch created by default, that is the main branch here, and so all the developers clone this repository in this interface, that is the Satya2 repository. They will be connected to the main branch, and whatever modifications they do, those changes will be committed to this main branch also. So in my previous video I have described the steps to create and manage the Git branch in details. So if I will create a new branch named Satya here, so after refresh this repository, the branch will be selected as main by default. So here there is 4 branches. Main is the default, development, pre-prod and testing. So if I will select here the testing branch, so as of now the testing is selected here. If I'll just click on this repository link or refresh this repository, so you can see that the main branch it is showing here again. So the branch is selected as main branch by default because main is the default branch here. You can see that in the main it is a checkout branch and it is the default branch here. That's why every time if you refresh this repository section, you'll get the main branch as a default branch. So let's see what happens after refresh this GitHub repository. So after refresh this GitHub repository, so instead of showing testing branch, it is showing the main branch because main is the default branch here. So here we can see the main branch is the selected as default branch instead of new branch called testing branch. So after refreshing the Satya2 GitHub repository, so it happens because the main branch is the default branch here. Now we check this branch details that I have created along with the default branch main as shown here. So how to check that? You can see that there is 4 branch options here. So if you'll click this, so it will go to the another interface. You can see that all the branches here: pre-prod, testing, development and main branch, right? So next we'll learn about how to create new branch as a default branch. So here I already have told you that the main branch here it is the default branch here, and development branch, testing branch and pre-prod branch. Alright, so it is the main branch, that is it is under the default branch section, that is the main branch. And here you can see that one text is added here, one batch, that is the default. So how to create a new branch as a default branch? So I'll go to my repository here. So I no need to create the branch again. I already have created a default branch and development branch here as a new branch. So to create a new branch, I already have created a video for that. So if you go to my Git and GitHub tutorial playlist, you will get how to create a branch. So it is a very simple step. Just type anything, so you'll see that create branch something you type here from main branch. That means whatever branch you'll create here, that will be created from the default branch, that is the main branch as of now. Alright, so I'll take it as a new branch here, development branch. So here I have created a branch called development branch here, and make this branch the default branch instead of main branch in this GitHub repository. So what to do, I will go to these branches as shown already earlier, that is the 4 branches here. If you'll click here, it will go to all the list of branches. You can see here pre-prod, testing, development and main branch. So as of now default branch is the main branch here. Alright, so here we'll check that switch, there is a arrow mark that is the opposite, one arrow is one direction and another one arrow is other direction here. So here is the link. If you'll just put your cursor here, you will get one message that switch default branch. So click here. So after clicking that, you'll get another interface, that is the default branch, and the default branch it is showing as this main branch, right? So the default branch is considered as the best branch in your repository, against which all the pull requests or PR and code commits are automatically made unless you specify a different branch. So I already have created one video about how to commit this code and how to create a pull request, so please visit my Git and GitHub tutorial playlist. Alright, so next step is what to do here. Here in the default branch section, you'll get one pencil mark, that's the rename branch. So here is the main. If you want to rename this main branch to main 1 or main 2, you can click here. Otherwise switch to another branch. Here is the option called switch to another branch if you'll put your cursor on this part. So click here. So after clicking that, you'll get one pop-up, right? Switch default branch to another branch. Choose another branch to use the default branch of Mohan CS GitHub. It is the my GitHub account, and the Satya2 is the repository instead of main. So here in the drop down you can see all these branches what you have created. So instead of main, I want the development branch as the my default branch. So I have selected this one, and after selected this, what I'll do, I'll click here the update button. So after updating button, when I click that update button, it will another pop-up was coming, that is changing your default branch can have unintended consequences that can affect new PR and clones. And I understand that because my further clone and PR requested should be under this development branch. So I understood that, so that I just for confirmation that I understand and update the default branch. That means my default branch will be development branch instead of main branch. So I click here. Alright, so when I click this one, it will refresh this page or interface. So you can see that in development branch section it was main branch. So after update this one, it is showing that development branch. So our default branch is successfully switched from main branch to development branch here. Alright, so what I'll do, I will check the branch details for checking the default branch. So what I'll do, I'll just go to my repository here and click these 4 branches. Now you can see that in the list of branches section, in default branch it was main. Now after switch from main to development, it was showing development branch, and all these branches, that testing, main and pre-prod here. And as per our requirements, development branch is our default branch. So if I will refresh this our repository called Satya2, now we can check that our development branch is the default branch here, or instead of main branch. You can see that before main, this default tag was available under the main branch. Now after switched from main to development, our default branch is development branch. So we have successfully switched our development branch as the default branch instead of main branch. Alright, even if you'll just click here the Satya2 repository or refresh the Satya2 repository, it was main branch, right? So now if you'll click that refresh this repository, our default branch is the development branch. And if you'll see that this drop down section list of branches, you can see that our development branch is the default branch instead of main branch. Alright, so uses of default branch after cloning this repository. So let me clone this repository under development as the default branch using git bash. So what I'll do here, I just code here and copy this HTTPS for cloning. I'll go to my path local directory. Here I want to clone my GitHub repository. So what I'll do, I just open my git bash. Alright, so using git bash to clone the repo. So what I'll do, I'll use one command called git clone, and whatever I copy from our repository. Okay, now I'll click enter. So our repository successfully cloned to our to my local directory, that is Satya2 here. So you can see all these files, my file.cs, my file2.cs, and a readme.md file. Whatever you see here in the remote repository, that is Satya2, the same files has been successfully cloned from remote to our local git repository, right, using git bash. So here what I'll do, I'll check the default branch using git bash. So what I'll do here, I'll just go to my create my directory to Satya2 here. So click enter. So you can see that so development it is showing, right, instead of main, so that it is our default branch here. So we can check the default branch or currently connected branch using a command called git branch. So git branch command and click enter. So you can see that there is one branch called development branch. So development is nothing but our default branch, that's why the star mark is available in the left side of this branch. So as successfully after cloning that our repository, we can check that our development branch is successfully available in our local repository and also in our remote repository development branch. Alright, so now all developers will connect this default branch and commit the code to this branch, right? So we have described the steps to move code from one branch to another in my previous video. You can see that link in my Git and GitHub playlist. So in this video we have 4 branches, that is in GitHub repository, that is the main, development, pre-prod and testing, and what are the working what is the uses of these 4 branches I already have described in my presentation. I'll show you. So here I'll go to my presentation here. So what is git default branch? So every git repository has an initial branch, which is the first branch to be created when a new repository is generated. So default name of this initial branch was master or main branch. So git maintainers are actively working towards a permanent change for the default name from master to main. So it was showing that when you create a new repository, main is the default branch, and as of now what it was the master branch available as the default branch when we had created any new repository in GitHub, but now it is main as a default branch when you create any new repository, and git maintainers are working actively towards on it. Alright, so describe the uses of these branches in short. So development branch, pre-prod, testing, and main branch, whatever it's showing in our GitHub repository here. So I'll describe these 3-4 branches and its uses. So what is the development branch? So this branch is used for developers to commit the code after successfully sanity testing in this branch. So the code moved from this development to the pre-prod branch. The pre-prod branch is this branch is used for testing the code before deployment to production server. The testing branch is this branch is used to testing purpose or QA, that is quality analysis purposes by the testing team or QA team. So after successfully testing, the same code moves to the main branch. So what is the main branch? So the main branch finally the code moves from pre-prod to main branch for the deployment purposes to the production or prod server. Alright, so like this we follow different branching strategies in our GitHub. So please subscribe and share my YouTube channel to get the updated knowledge on .NET, .NET Core, Angular, SQL Server, GitHub, DevOps and Azure. So what we have learned today in this video, what is Git default branch and uses of default branch, how to change the default branch and check default branch using Git bash. So that's it for today guys. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.